There's 27 less chickens on the homestead than there was this morning.
It's in your wagon.
Over 100 pounds of chicken meat. Hi there, yo folks. I'm Sean, the Modern Yeoman, and this is Holly, the Modern Yo Woman, and we'd like to welcome you back to the Yosted. This is a Work With Me Wednesday edition of the Yosted, where there's no music, no fancy editing. It's just you and us getting stuff done here in the homestead. Now, as you can probably guess, it's a very special day here on the homestead. We are going to be processing our meat chickens. It's something that we've built up to the whole time we've been here, and we've been raising these meat chickens, which we've effectively called the meatballs, for 3 months now. And so today is a big day. A couple things to point out before we continue. I won't be showing the moment of dispatch on film, so you won't see me actually ending the chicken's life on the episode. However, this is chicken processing day, so there will be viscera, there will be blood, and there will be things that might make some of you squeamish. So if you are turned off by that kind of thing, you might want to check out another video or move on. Another thing to note, this isn't a how-to video. There's plenty of really good how-to videos on YouTube that show that break down the process of processing chickens very well. This is not one of them. This is, again, just a Work With Me Wednesday episode, or maybe it'll be Sunday. We'll see when this comes out. This is just following along as we do this. It's an important moment here on the homestead. I'd even say it's kind of a sacred moment here on the homestead. This isn't something that we take lightly. This is something that is very important to us. It's where our food comes from. It's where our meat comes from. We do eat meat, and we think it's important to know where our meat comes from. Now, this is the first time we've ever dispatched and processed our own meat chickens, our own source of meat. And so for that reason, it's a pretty special day for us. But again, this isn't something that we take lightly. This is something we approach soberly and with a good deal of willingness to learn. This is the first time we've done it, just the two of us. We've done it together on other homesteads, but this is the first time we're actually doing it here on the Yosted by ourselves. So with that being said, wish us luck, and we're going to get into this. What are we waiting on, Holly?
We are waiting on the water to heat up. It's been hovering around 100.
Oh, it's definitely warmer now.
Okay.
It's getting close to 125 at this point. So we want it to be where? At 150?
Around
145, 150 degrees. And once we get there, I will kick back on the propane burner and we will dispatch our first chicken. Hang them upside down by their feet. They usually calm down quite a bit. It's okay. This isn't fun or easy work. It's honest work, and I think it's important work. Like I've said, Holly and I have both done this before, but this is the first time we're doing it on our own homestead with animals that we've raised. And I think it's, like I said, I think it's very important that we're doing this. We eat meat, and in order to eat meat, I personally believe that it's important to know how your meat is prepared, where it comes from, what animals needed to be sacrificed in order to enjoy that meat. And so obviously we can't do that with every single meat item that we eat. We'd like to one day, but right now this is a good start, I think. It's a beautiful day. It's actually supposed to get up to like 72 or 73 today. One of the last days that I think we'll see like this, maybe the whole year. We were going to do this process with Nate and Katie Kramer when they drop off the tractor, which that's something we're looking forward to this week. But it's supposed to be rainy and cold the rest of this week. So today was the last day where there was weather supposed to be like this. So we figured we'd take advantage of it and do the chicken processing on a day like today, just because the weather's perfect for it.
So right now we're just getting the skin off the feet. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the skin off the feet. Mm-hmm. But we'll put these in stock, so we want to get them.
And then after that, what's the next step?
After that, I'll be taking the feet and the legs off, which we might.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
We might actually. The next chicken we do, we might do that first. Our friends told us it can be easier to pluck him if you get.
Oh, just get the feet off first.
Yep.
Before. So you've done this a few times. Before.
Yeah, I did it. I watched a workshop with Joel Salatin at a conference, and then our friends down the road at Highway Homestead, we got to do a on-site processing with them, and then Sean's done it one or two more times than I have at some other farms. But I've done it once, and once you get into it, it's really easy.
Well, you're definitely going to get more than your fair share of practice today.
Yep.
All right, we're breaking for lunch. It's about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And we still have 18 birds left.
Yep.
So we're going to have a long day in front of us. It's Wednesday. And ideally, I'd like to get this video up today for Work With Me Wednesday. So I may put this thing up before we even finish. I may put it up tomorrow too. I guess we'll see. But something tells me we're going to be working into the night for this, just because it's our first time. We're a little bit slow. I think we are getting a little bit faster as we do this, but for our very first time, there's a learning curve. And with only 2 of us, there's a lot of work to handle. So we're going to chop this down and then get back to it.
How did I forget all these? What's in your wagon?
Over 100 pounds of chicken meat. They were sitting in there this morning, and now they're in this wagon. They're headed towards the freezer. So there's some question about whether or not you should put your chickens immediately in the freezer. We've actually done some research on that. Most people will say you got to let your chickens rest. Rigor mortis. Let your chickens rest before you put them in the freezer, so they won't be stiff and they'll be more tender when you cook them. But what a lot of people have said is that you can still put them in the freezer right away you just let them rest after you start thawing them out. So as long as you're cognizant of the fact that all of these birds need to thaw out for a day or two, maybe 2 days in the refrigerator before you intend to cook them, they'll still get that quote unquote rest that they need, the meat. So we're gonna freeze them right away just because we do not have refrigerator space and all the ice that we had in our coolers melted. So we just need to get these birds in the freezer ASAP because we've got nowhere else to put them. So we'll do that, and when we're ready to cook them, we'll let them thaw out in the fridge for a few days. So we're done. We started at 9 this morning and it's currently 7:30 in the evening. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that we're experienced homesteaders or chicken processors. We're not. And that's shown by how laborious today was, but I think it was worth it. I'm glad that we did it. How about you, Holly?
I am, but I'm tired. I'm so tired.
It's a long day. It was a long day of work. 2 people, roughly 30 chickens, 27 chickens. That's a long day of work for us. I think the next time we do it, we will be a little better prepared. We'll probably start earlier than 9 in the morning, which we did this morning. We'll start earlier. We'll be a little better prepared, and we'll also be a little better at it. Everything went really well. The actual chicken processing went well. The evisceration went well, if slowly. We did have some issues with the freezer bags. That's not something I want to get into right now. They didn't operate the way that I think they were supposed to operate. But I think we'll be okay. I think the chicken is safe. The bags that we put in the freezer have very little air in them. So I think we're going to be okay in that regard. But long day, work with me Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. You guys are watching this on Thursday. It's a long day, but a rewarding day. I'm glad we did it. There's 27 less chickens on the homestead than there was this morning. And that's something I think to feel proud about. So Holly, thank you for helping me. It's kind of a chaotic homestead day.
These little boys are wanting some organ meats.
Oh.
You guys want some organ meats? They do.
I think so. So we're going to feed these cats some organ meats. Yum. And until I see you guys next time, we'll probably have a tractor next time you guys see me. Until I see you then, remember, as always, slowly.